all the time, right? I think so you were referring to that as well. We need to think about those factors. I'm here. We don't say this in this professional gathering usually, but I'm here because I'm a fan of the work of WeGo, and it was wonderful to hear the work that a long association with WeGo, which working with SEWA, which includes an immersion program of 20 years ago. I have to say, Simon, we're not getting any younger. And WeGo's, SEWA's, and the other organizations' commitment to raising the voice of marginalized groups, particularly informal workers, and particularly women, is phenomenal and so important. I want to thank you for carrying out this study, continuation of showing continuously the relevance of the work, the unique position that they take, and raising the voice of people. I now work. I work still work for the International Development Research Center, which is one of the collaborators in the global in one this study, another global study, some similar in COVID. That's such important results. I now work for ISC on the climate change adaptation project, and I see, and I think a colleague from NIE was referring to see that there is an increased attention to inequalities in how we look at the impacts of climate change. But I'm here to say it is not nearly enough. I think even the words of vulnerability to climate change, and I came to this point when I come back to my very small health issues that I had when I was here in 2 years ago in the summer. Wonderful colleagues phoning me up, said, "Arjan, how are you doing at 50 degrees Celsius?" I live in Canada where we prefer -20 to go skiing, and I said, like, "Well, thank you very much, very nice that you called, but you have to stop doing this because I am perfectly fine with the heat on the course. Like, here's my air conditioning. I get into the car, doing it." And this is really important for the kind of advocacy that you do. People like myself, many people, except for very few people, can protect themselves. And I felt like I am not vulnerable to climate change, right? I mean, I'm not denying climate change. Let there be no misunderstanding. Climate change absolutely will impact that. But I am not vulnerable to climate change. I can protect myself from the impact of climate change. So marginalized groups, 80% of people working in the informal workforce, and of course they're vulnerable to climate change, but they're primarily vulnerable to the lack of institutions that is supposed to protect them from the impact of climate change. That's a very long sentence, but to think how we think about vulnerability is really important. And again, that's where Shani, your work is so important, because you highlight that specific voice, and as you say, there's no solution for women without the women. This continues to be very important. I see that in the international debate, and I think it's absolutely critical to all the policy responses that we see. We're coming back to who feels the impact and who doesn't. I'm a student of history, and I know that issues became central to policy. It's often when it impacted the people that were in power, and that's the great challenge that you have here. The worst impacts are felt by the people that are voiceless. Right? This is not a climate change issue. This is a structural issue, and again. Therefore, this work is to elevate those voices. It's absolutely critical. And with that, to say also, and it's wonderful to have the colleague from NMA, and that has to be working in partnership. That has to be what we need to co-produce the solutions. So we have to make sure that solutions for groups are with groups. But they are about urban services and the fact that, we see that in our program around the world. We see local authorities that do know about the problem. They always, I'm sure you also look that there's a scarcity of money to do things, but partly because of that, local authorities are looking for effective solutions. And what we do know is that the co-produced solutions happen to, tend to be, I mean,